today. Oh gosh, thanks of God. The life is waiting. And hello, persons from YouTube. My name is Gabby. I'm here with Angelo, Priscilla, Renan, Tamara, and Ricardo to talk about TALKNTAK impact. And we start with the presentation. So Angelo, go ahead, present it yourself, please.
Yes, of course. My name is Angelo Silva. I am 38 years old. I live in Lisbon, Portugal, but I came from Guarulhos, São Paulo. I live here with my family, my wife and my daughter, and two pets. I like running. I start my day because it's good for health. My work is very stressful, and I like to read a lot for knows a little bit about the world, about the point of view of people. Yeah, I work in technology area, and I stay here because that I'm a specialist in security. And I study English. I have been learning English for 3 years, but the last years I put more emphasis, more energy in my journey, and talking, and another approach helped me a lot to grow up in the language. Okay, that's it, guys.
That's awesome. Thank you, Angelo. And Renan, go ahead, Renan, present it yourself, please.
Hello guys, I'm Renan. I'm 32 years old. I work as a software developer. In my free time, I like to ride a bike. I like to watch videos on YouTube, play video games. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, but I was born in Paraná, Paranaguá. That's it.
That's awesome. Nice to meet you today, Renan. Yeah, thank you for your presentation. My dog's screaming, so happens. Priscilla, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Priscilla. I'm from Petrópolis. I'm married. I work with soft testing in a voluntary project. In my free time, I like walking, go to the beach, and practice yoga, and watching movies, series. That's it about me.
That's awesome. Thank you, Priscilla. Tamara, guys, Tamara is here because Tamara wanted to be a hoster too, but actually only her don't talk with us, okay? So Tamara, I know you can talk today, so only stay here to take notes about the immersion and learn how to be a facilitador, a host, okay? Thank you. And guys, we start with the questions. Question number 1. How was technology influenced the way teenagers communicate with each other compared to previous generations? Hannah, what's your opinion about the question?
Well, in my opinion, it's easier to all this generation to communicate with each other because they will have WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger, and other social medias that make we have a faster communication with other people. So in comparison with the last generation, for example, we didn't have this kind of facilities.
Yeah, you have a point of view. I agree in this part. Like, it's good because have the faster and faster. However, I can see dangerous on that. You know, if you have a lot of faster information, sometimes you don't pay attention in the whole information. You have a lot, and you don't focus on one. So be a teenager, everyone passed that. Be a teenager is strange. It's really difficult. Anyone understand you, and you want it to be different of everyone. And I think it's good, this communication, compared like my mother generation didn't have this communication. Although I think it's dangerous if you don't use thinking about communication. And I see it on social medias, a lot of teenagers, like it's crazy how teenagers sometimes use the social media is not to communicate, is to put hater, to be hater. Some adults too, but I guess when you stay in a teenagerhood, the emotions stay in a high level. So yeah, but I agree with you, Hannah. It's much more easier. Anyway, Angelo, what's your opinions?
I agree with you, Renan. I believe it's a big change in our life because you have children in your home probably or around you, and the children sometimes stay beside with the other, but prefer talk with smartphone, for example, chat in WhatsApp. I don't know, but it's because has a lot of things for take the talker more funny, more different than talking in front of other people. Some part of the situations include the people who is totally I don't know, extroverted. You know, it's very difficult because sometimes you don't have good interaction with other people when you stay in front of people, and because that prefer social media for talking because it's, I don't know, feel like more free for talk about something or some situations. People nowadays not stay good with when other people judge it in some situations, some comportment, and it's more easy talking with chat because in some part of the situations you block these people is not talk more about these people. It's a problem because in the future you will create a dangerous situations. People who stay all the time chatting, social media or things like that has a lot of difficulty to interact in working in university or things like that. In school, for example, it's a different. Okay, you have a lot of quickly information, but you impact another part because if you think about society, people's not more intelligent because has a good point is in your school, but it's because has a good interaction with other people, personal interaction, and in working and university. Yeah, I think it's has
Really
a
interesting.
point here. Yeah.
Yeah, really interesting because you're talking about like soft skills is
Yeah.
able to communicate. So
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
Few
totally.
other people. Yeah.
Yeah, like the way we filter some things we talk with other person. You
Yeah.
know, like I can see that in teenagers, and sometimes in adults too. I can see it. So it's interesting. I love this opinion, and I will search more. But the soft skills, I work with persons who where is more younger than me, and some soft skills of communication. It's so low, you know, so
Yeah.
basic.
Of course.
It's like the communication, it's not eye to eye, you know.
Yeah.
Don't look
Of
to
course.
you, don't talk to you as an adult, and it's it's strange, really strange, but yeah, it's something we need to think because of kids too. A lot of kids don't develop the soft skill. Communication is the more basic soft skill in our society. So yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Now I'm thinking about this opinion, and I agree 100%. It's really necessary, really necessary. And Priscilla, what's your thoughts about it?
So, in my opinion, there are two situations, yeah, a good and a bad, yeah. The same you said and the said about that. I agree with us. About the specific about the technology, when I think about the past, yeah, in my case, for example, it's more, it's not easy to communicate. For example, don't have WhatsApp, yeah, for example, and it's not easy because that. But opposite that, I have more contact face to face with my friends, for example, if my parents, yeah. I don't, I use my computer, but not a lot, how many hours, yeah. When I think about the teenagers, yeah, nowadays, it's the comportment is totally different, in my opinion, because spend more time in the computer or in the smartphone, for example, and don't relate, don't have a don't enjoy a good moment with your friends or parents, because spend more time in front of computer or cell phone, I don't know, social medias, yeah, and don't have a relation, yeah, a good relation, and it's not good in my opinion, because for your mind, for example, it's don't good, because the people don't grow. It's influence in your when I need to learn something, for example, yeah, have a problem about the relationship, because don't have a good communication. It's more keep distance about the other person, because all the time in front of computer, for example, and don't have a relation of the person. Yeah, it's a bad situation, in my opinion. It's not easy. Yeah, I don't have children. Yeah, but I imagine the difficult for the parents to control this. Yeah, because it's so hard. I imagine. Yeah, because in the past you don't have facilities for it. When I use the internet, yeah, you don't, it's not I don't remember the name, curiosity, yeah. Nowadays it's more curiosity, because there are different social medias or other things about that when I involve the technology, and this I don't know the name in English, desperta more curiosity about, and the sometimes the teenager maybe forgot your other things around you. Yeah, it's so hard.
Yeah, I stay a long time in virtual life, so
Yeah.
when come back to real life, don't have emotions to deal
Yes.
with frustration and other feelings we feel every day, because we are humans, so it's normal. Okay, but I agree with you. Like 1 week ago, I go to the movie theater to watch Barbie, and I love the movie, by the way. But I watched Barbie, and I see a lot of teenagers in a screen. Only catch photos and videos about the movie, and I take my popcorn like, what is that? A new behavior. Like, gosh, enjoy. And when I
Yes.
go to concerts and shows, gosh, I
All the
hate
time. Take a
all the
picture.
time.
Yeah. Don't
You're like,
relax.
oh, yeah, and the person like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, enjoy. Your
Oh my
followers
God.
on Instagram wait for you.
Yes.
Be honest. And it's unbelievable. Like when I was a teenager, of course, the technology exists, cell phones, and I remember to go like hang out with friends, and everyone don't even a matter of the cell phones. And nowadays, when I hang out with my friends, it's the same. When I look to other tables, gosh, it's unbelievable. Some persons talk to you in the chat, but the person is face to face to you.
Yeah.
What's that? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Unbelievable. And like it's awesome for some parts. For example, I have a friend who don't live in Brazil, but the parents live in Brazil. So the technology close this person.
Yes,
Feel
it's
more
good
close.
in
It's
this
really
case.
good. Very good. But you are face to face in a person. You are in a date. For example, you are in a date at a restaurant and the person take the cell phone and start to talk to you at the chat. The date over for me. Simply like don't give no sense for me.
It's
But
terrible.
terrible. I faced that. Was terrible. But it's funny. Good histories to talk in a friends meeting, you know. But it's crazy. It's crazy. And like I learned a lot about physics and the mind, how the screen is good or not for the sleeping. I like this kind of topic. Neuroplasticidade. I love these topics. And because of that, I put a question about it. And how does excessive screen time affect the mental and physical health of teenagers? And Hannah, it's your turn.
Sorry, which question number?
Question number 3. How does excessive screen time affect the mental and physical health of teenagers?
Well, it depends on the kind of content the teenager is watching. For example, in my opinion, if it's they are learning English, for example, or some program, some development language, I think it's can affect the mental, but the mental health, but it's for a good purpose. But if the teenager or someone else is only watching Instagram, Twitter, or other social medias, I think it's not a good time to went through the social media. So of course it has have to be a balance, but in my opinion, depends on the content that you are watching. If you learn something, I think it's good, but if it's not, I think it's not so good.
I agree. Like the screen time, you have the curiosity to put in your cell phone, how much time do you spend at screen? Because sometimes I have this curiosity, other times I only don't want to watch it because it's weekend. So of course I spend more than I need to spend. So I don't want it to feel bad. But Hannah, do you have this curiosity to see in your cell phone? I guess have a part on cell phone who you spend more times in this social media and other times in other and this. My cell phone have, but I don't know the others. Do you have this curiosity, Hannah?
Yeah, and sometimes I got me thinking about what I'm doing with my cell phone, and weekly my cell phone has a report about how many time I I went through the cell phone, and sometimes it's 1 hour more, sometimes it's 2 hours less. So it depends on the wiki, but the most of time I'm just answer the people on WhatsApp, and that's it.
I feel you. Have one day on Sunday. I don't know what happened really. Inside of my heart, I don't know, but I spent 4 hours of my day on the cell phone. Do nothing, nothing on Twitter. On Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, Instagram. I I explode my mind in this day. But the screen time is really horrible when you sleep. Have a lot of search about when you spend a lot of time. Like you need to sleep at 9 p.m. So you spend 1 hour before to go to bed. Your mind didn't relax. Your sleep time was so badly at the night, at the midnight, and so on. So it's something I really take care about my cousin. I have a cousin who is teenager and spend 4, 6, 8 hours at her cell phone, at tablet, the tablet. Gosh, it's unbelievable. Really unbelievable. Angelo, what's your point of view about the question and the discussion?
For me, it's totally affected for positive way or negative way, depends of your search, your habits is in front of social media or screen, right? But I have an opinion about social media. Social media is not good in any part of the situations, right? Because I don't know, principle, if you use social media for exposing yourself for the people, for taking more acceptable about yourself, or I don't know what you do that, and or your opinion, but sometimes have totally these opinions. You only take this opinion in another social media and put in another social media for create one situations like I am so cool, but you're not cool. Read it. People's not read a lot of books, and some part of the situations not grew up, intellect to grow up, and in some part of this time put your opinions in social media. For me, social media is like that, only for people to put your opinion and receive a reaction about your opinion, right? Interactions in some part of this time is it's good, but in some part of this time for interesting in I don't know, principle YouTube nowadays has a lot of funny situations when you put about I buy one car, other YouTube, because this videos has a lot of interactions, buy a car, and for equals the other people's only for has a lot of interactions and get more money. No have problem when the way the people's use for take more money, but in some part of the situation is very wrong, right? It's very wrong, completely wrong. I believe if you use social media for help other people's to grow in some situations like in job, or in yourself, or create a new habits and elasticity principle. If you have a difficult for sleeping in the night, it's a problem because it's not possible you stay with your screen, your gadgets in front of you in the night, because you have a lot of problem for sleeping. But if you have create a different habits, in of the day, and create a different of habits, and then you have a good sleeping. And for me, teenagers has a lot is the principal person of impact, because in this time, it's the time of your mind is grew, not have a completely formation, not have completely conscience about some things. And in some part of the situations, teenager was influenced for people who has completely information about good or about bad information in the life. For me, it's all the time for teenager. It's impacted if not used for study, if not used for grow up. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really difficult because you do a really good example, and I agree about the read, about the books. I love to read. I know Priscilla likes to read too. Love books, and I see a lot of teenagers who, gosh, it's sad, you know. It's not our obligation. You don't must to read the like the older persons who do Machado de Assis and whatever. But
It's a boring book.
yeah, like you can. Sometimes you don't like. I don't like. Be honest.
Yeah, for me too.
I'm not too into of these books. I read it at school because it's an obligation. But nowadays, if I take a book like, you know, Memórias Póstumas de Brás Cubas, I don't read it.
It's not a book. It's a memorandum. It's not
it's a memorandum.
Yeah.
About the life of the others. No, gosh, no. Biographies, I don't like it. But I read it, and I remember to read that was like a torture at the time. But I love other books. So I can see on Instagram a lot of persons who put that, who like, you know, oh, have this book about romance.
It's a good content. Yeah.
Yeah, teenagers are more influenced by that. Because if you put in the hand of the person to read, I don't remember other books about it. I don't know, any book about older person from Brazil, for example. The person didn't read it.
Yeah.
Didn't feel interested.
Yeah.
Didn't feel
Of course.
interested. So you need to catch the attention of teenagers. And be honest, if have a lot of videos on TikTok and the book. The
I
TikTok
prefer
video.
TikTok. It's more easy for see. No spend a lot of time, and I receive a lot of dopamine quickly.
The dopamine of the brain, like
The
it.
problem is they broke the our brain is very lazy. They prefer get more energy for other things. Yeah.
Exactly. But I understand the marketing of the TikTok, and it was a perfect marketing, be really honest. But like it is difficult to see a teenager who have a lot of potential and don't
Gabi,
of this potential. Yeah.
But Gabi, why people in social media show all the time it's like it's feel all the time happy? It impact other
really
people.
Honest.
Because
be really honest. The person not happy.
Yeah, of course not. It's impossible you have happy all the time. No, but it's influence other people not to stay comfortable with boring situations. You know, like if you don't have anything for doing nowadays, it's a boring day for me. I depression, I anxious about the future, a depression about my mistakes.
Exactly.
It's because people all the time stay happy, all the time people buy things, all the time stay with new car, huge big houses.
Don't have frustration.
Don't have any problem. And teenagers don't have a completely conscience about the situations and absorb the situations for them and understand the life is the same situation, but not to us, right?
Be really honest, Angela. The persons are not happy. Because of that, I hate coaches. If you don't know, Priscilla and Tamara know that. But I hate coaches because of that. Because your everyday happiness, you everyday do your things, achieve your goals. No, the real
No.
life, you do your goals, and sometimes you do 1 of 10. And it's a good day. In a good day.
The thing online, right? All the time is stay your
It's like a montanha russa.
yeah. All the
But
time.
in social medias, the person's think is a ditado here in Brazil, a vida não é morango. But in social medias, the persons
good.
think the life is a strawberry, but it's not. You feel sad, you feel depressed. Sometimes you only need to take pills and go to the sun. It's only that, and go. But sometimes you need to have psychotherapy. You need
But it's
to
addiction,
care.
right?
It's
But it's
addiction.
addiction.
It's
Social
addiction.
media, it's addiction, right?
It's like drink beer, drink alcohol,
All from
smoke.
addiction.
It's addiction.
People
With the
not living
person-
without addictions.
Yeah, exactly. The person wanted to stop it, but don't know how to stop it. The social medias never stop it. So sometimes in some years, probably we have a hospital to treat disease about technology. Thinking about it, existed. Have a person who have afraid to open Instagram because it's a body
Kill
shaming.
yourself. Kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
People, now they kill yourself. I
So,
remember
this is a
history
disease.
about situations.
This is a disease. It's a mental disease, but it's a disease. So it's natural to feel frustrated, but be a teenager nowadays, as a lot of persons buy a car with 20 years old. It's not normal. It's not normal.
Yeah.
Not normal. You have all your life in your hand. It's not normal. But when faced with the frustration, the teenagers found out, feel depressed, so it's a necessity to take care about this process because didn't face frustration yet. So when faced, was a chaotic energy. And and Priscilla, what about you?
It's so hard, this situation, guys. About the excessive screen time, it's so hard when I using the same Angel said before to search about bad things, for example, social medias, a lot of how many hours in search about that, Instagram, or I don't know, it's not good, for to mental health and your health, about the physical health. For example, about the you in front of the computer a lot, how many hours you can development for a bad, I don't know the name, doenças, for example, no, about mental health too, but about the eyes, I don't know the name, the
disease.
Para usar óculos, you need to use it. Because sometimes it's not, for example, totally true, but it's not good to all the time use the computer, how many hours, and don't stop for to walking, for example, you stay sit down all the time, it's not good, and about the technology, when I involved to relation, when you and the Angelo said about when I search about for example, Instagram, everybody have a a perfect life, because that I think the teenager don't know, believe about something, don't have a conscience about the situation, and believe that, and creating your mind, oh, I need that, because if I don't have this, I'm not I never have, because that, When I create more maturity, yeah, it's possible to put I don't know the name, filter. Yeah, you observe filter. Thank you. You observe, yeah. It's not a evil, yeah. But teenagers sometimes believe in for all, yeah. Into acredito tudo, yeah. And then because that it's normal to the teenager development depressive, yeah, and it's a bad relation, yeah, because all the time in the front of computer don't have more face to face, don't have something. Oh, I don't have this because that I can go to the other place because I don't have a perfect cell phone, for example, because my cell phone, I don't have an iPhone. Eu sou monstro por causa disso. I don't have money to buy this. Yeah, my God. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy because it's happening. Yeah. I imagine in the past maybe it's happening, yeah, but not don't have this intention, the same intention, yeah. Because there are, for example, Orkut, yeah, it's totally different about the Instagram, because Instagram all the time the person put your life, your brief put in Instagram, yeah. And I have a perfect home. I have a perfect, I don't know, job. I don't know. Yeah. And the opposite that, when I depend of the person, see that, believe. Yeah. Teenager, I imagine, believe all the time. Yeah. And it's not good. It's not good. The social media, there, of course, there are good things. Yeah, it's it's more easy accessible about something. Yeah, when I use it for study. Yeah, teenagers, it's a good options. Yeah, you have many tools to help us, but you need to put control about that. Yeah, it's but the teenagers don't have this conscience.
No.
Yeah, you need 2 hours. It's easy for you. No, if you don't have a parents control about that, many hours to spend many hours in front of the computer and
Yeah, and nowadays have this new profession to be an influencer, a YouTuber. I guess it's a profession, okay, but it's a little bit freaky for me when the teenager said, "Oh, I don't finish the high school because I wanted to be a YouTuber." I feel like you can balance that. You can finish the high school and start a channel on YouTube to talk whatever you want to talk.
Yes.
Like, why you need to get out of to school to do a channel on YouTube? Like, it don't make sense, you know. Like, but it's crazy. It's crazy. The person see a lot of influences, like buy houses, big houses, buy airplanes. But the life is not this. Not this.
Really?
Oh gosh, it's terrible that. But you're talking about parents, and I have a question about it, and it's for you, you know. How can parents strike a balance between allowing their teenagers to use technology and setting limits to prevent overuse?
In my opinion, it should be a kind of supervision from the parents, because we don't know about the safety, the internet in general. So I think the parents has to be careful about the social medias and all the things, all the effects that technology can provide to the children and teenagers. Sometimes it's hard to open the Twitter and you see the people in the uh, uncomfortable situation, let's see that way. And teenagers, and it's terrible. So I think what is going on and where is the parents of these children or teenagers? So I think it should be more supervision and more careful about the kind of situation.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not more Twitter, it's X. The platform have changed the name. But Hannah said something really, really interesting. Like, I don't know if Angelo, Priscilla, and Tamara have. Tamara don't have Twitter. I don't. I know because Tamara don't have nothing about social media. Only LinkedIn. That's it.
Only LinkedIn. It's so good.
Only LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think it's awesome. Perfect. I have. I know you have. I'm only joking to you. But it's really weird when you open Twitter and you see a lot of teenagers. But it's more weird when you see a lot of adults feel like a forever, a teenager forever. It's more weird because when you are a teenager, okay, you are a teenager. You do the horse thing you imagine. But as an adult who feel like a teenager, who do things like a teenager, who have a behavior like a teenager, it's terrible to deal with that. Gosh. And I agree with Hannah when said need to do the supervision of parents. Teenagers think the supervision is to look to the all things, the message, but no, sometimes your parents only want to know if you're not to talk with a pedophile in a social media because exist. And every day on Instagram, you see like have channels with children's, with families, and have a lot of guys who put comments, obscene comments about the kids. So it happens. It's disgusting, but happens. So, but I guess Angelo will have more to talking about security. So go ahead, because I'm really interested. I'm curious.
Yeah, here in my home.
Really.
Yeah, here in my home, I talk with my wife and with my children about the situation, right? I have only LinkedIn, but I use YouTube too because I have a channel to learn other people in technology area and principal in security. But I believe all the time warn, we stay warm because you not know what you talk in another parts of your screen, right? Yeah. You believe it's a good person. You believe this person is good relation for you or things like that. But in some part of the situations, people stay stalker other people for creating some situations for these people. I believe that. I don't believe in humanity. I don't know, but for me, like here in Europe, Russia fight with Ukraine and cause a lot of bad situations because the ego, you know, principle because the ego, because one situation, I don't know the real situation because people fight, but social media is the same situations. All the time you stay in dangerous situations in social media because exposing, oh, I go to the another place with my family and people who follow you watching these situations, and if people has a bad things about you, probably it's possible your house is stolen. I don't know. in my family
Yeah.
has the same situations because one parent here goes to another place and posts one photo in Instagram, and in the same night your house is stolen, right? And why? Probably because have a one person who follow you, see the situations, and it's a bad situation. If you think about all the bad situations you have in social media, you'll not post your photos in your home. You're not probably you have because Instagram is a social media for photos. You put some photos here or okay, but all the time, people all the time post photo. I am staying my job, boom, take a photo in front of your job with the name of the place of your job, the address of your job, or oh, this is
When you
my
travel.
car. Put your information about your car in the social media. It's a very dangerous for me, right? And here in my home, I put limits. I have a app for controlling smartphone to my children for access for 1 hour a day, and when 1 hour stop it finish, no access more. Go read a book, go take a pints or things like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I control because if you don't have control, it's
Of course.
impossible you format the good person
Of the
for
others.
society.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe that. I do something. My brother work in the technology, and I do that because he tells to me to do that. Always when I post some photos, when I stay in the local, I post the photo when I stay at home. I'm not
Yeah,
staying
good.
with local
It's a good
anymore.
idea. It's a good idea.
I'm not. Like I don't put like in the now I stay here and I put the local.
Yeah.
Because one, I'm a woman. Two, have persons who are too mean to me. So my brother teach me that, and every day, if you follow me on Instagram and you see me in a show, probably have one day I stay in this show. It's not the day I stay it because I forgot to. But
Principally because things, right? People like to show things. Oh, I buy a new car. Put your
every
new
day,
car in the social media. Oh, I buy my new shoes. Put your shoes in social media. I don't know. It's cause afraid
fair.
if other people don't have money for buy, for example, food. People
Yeah,
hate you not because you are a good person, only because you are a good person. And sometimes use social media for hate you because you have things, you know, you don't
yeah.
have things. It's a
Because you have
different.
things of this person didn't have yet.
Yeah, of course.
Envy.
The cause of this situation is you, is not.
Yeah. It's envy. One of
Uh,
the most habitual feelings
yeah,
about women's, men's
yeah,
and
of
women's,
course.
sorry, humans. But anyway, and Priscilla, I almost forgot you. Sorry.
No problem. So I imagine it's not easy to this situation, yeah, to control. When I speak about the adolescents, it's more hard. I believe that. But it's appropriate to the parents try put limits, yeah, and try to control more the situation because it's not easy. It's common the teenagers have a cell phone, for example, and the parents sometimes it's not all the time next your child, yeah, because it's more difficult to control. But it's not easy. I imagine it's complicated, yeah, to control this. But
I don't have
for
children.
example, it's not easy to control. Yeah, if you don't have you at the school, you can você não pode levar o teu telefone.
Yeah.
Creates a terrible situation. Because Yeah, because it's appropriate in my opinion, because the parents don't stay all the time next to your teenager. If you about when I go to the school, it's not supposed to control, yeah. For example,
Exactly. I agree.
a time if you can use it for the other things, yeah. The parents don't have accessible, yeah.
At home is more easier.
Yes.
I agree. Have
When I
persons-
charge, it's more easy, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
At school too, because
Yeah.
I remember in my school time we overused two cell phones, so anyone use cell phones at school.
If you don't use it, you different because that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have you different.
You are monster. Like you're different than others. But thank you, Priscilla. And how was the conversation, Marcio? Do you like it?
Yes, I like it.
Yeah. How was to deal with the questions? Was difficult? Finish all questions?
I believe that is a continue of the immersion that I started yesterday, but talk about the addiction.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a continue. It's
And
awesome.
the addiction relation and no drugs. I believe it's the same subject.
Yeah, it's so closer. Closer.
Yeah.
We're talking about it that too, but it's closer. It's addiction too. I agree with you. And guys, I sent on the chat the link for my feedback. If you have a time to say something for me, okay? If you wanted to talk about the second part of this conversation, I do the second part of the last conversation. Okay, don't forget that I need to do, but I don't forget. And guys, have other immersion at 9 a.m. now. So thank you for the time. Thank you, Angelo. Thank you, Renan, Priscila, Tamara, Ricardo, Yanni, Rafael, Márcio, Katiana too. Katiana disappeared, but thank you too.
Yeah.
And guys, have a great Thursday and a great week. Okay, see y'all in the next week.
See